In this video, we're going to talk about why it's important to learn Linux.
If you get value from videos like this and want more, smash that like button and subscribe to get updates on the new content. If there's a specific topic or skill in IT you want to learn, comment below and we'll check it out.
Grace, why is it important to learn Linux when it comes to network or network infrastructure?
Yes, modern network engineers as of now need to learn Linux because all of the network devices like the Cisco, FortiGate, Juniper, and many more has underlying Linux OS system behind. And if you want to look furthermore for the logs, the underlying files, or monitor any of the traffic that is inbound or outbound of the network, you can leverage or go deep dive to their systems to have their traffic or to have their data and integrate it with some other systems like the API. And yes, there's a lot of advantage of using Linux, especially in automation, but we will cater on the next the automation part advantage of Linux. And Renz, for the security, what's the advantage of Linux?
When it comes to security, network security, cybersecurity, being part of a SOC team or in pen testing, most of the tools and most of the tools that are available and low cost of acquisition are based on Linux. So, for example, one of the most popular Linux distribution flavor for pen testing is Kali Linux, and one of the tools that we have, such as ELK or Security Onion, which is a security monitoring uh, network traffic security monitoring vulnerability assessment tool, is based in Linux. So being familiar with Linux enables us to use these tools for our tasks. So Linux in security is very important, and there are actually distributions of Linux such as SEL or Cell Linux or AppArmor that are Linux-based, highly secure hardened operational systems. So it's very important that at the very basic, we are familiar with how we operate or go about Linux for security. And Grace, how about for the cloud? Why is Linux important for the cloud?
Renz, we need to learn Linux, especially for the cloud computing, because almost 90% of the devices in the cloud are using Linux, and the supercomputer and powerful servers that are running in Azure or AWS are running in Linux. So, Renz, what are the advantage of Linux on mobile and IoT devices?
Okay, first off, similar with the cloud, most of mobile devices are actually run under some form of Linux. So for example, a very popular one is Android. And in IoT devices, embedded devices, the popular Raspberry Pi. So there are these are devices that have some flavor of Linux running underneath. So when dealing with IoT, whether it's consumer grade IoT or industrial IoT, Linux is one of those things that really have to be familiar with. And Grace, lastly, I know you've mentioned this a little bit, but let me ask, what's the importance of Linux when it comes to automation?
Yes, we all know that we are doing orchestration also either on the cloud or any network environment. So some of the automation or the orchestration tools that we are using, like the Puppet or Chef, are using Linux. So we need to learn Linux in order to communicate better with our network devices or underlying Docker or any orchestration tools. So, like For example, the Ansible. We are using Ansible, which is Linux-based, automating network devices. Like we just not manually configure the network devices one by one, but we can leverage on Ansible to centralize and automate, for example, the OS upgrade or any information that we want to extract on each network devices.
Okay, so I think that's it for us for now. So why is it important to learn Linux? It is important and prevalent in network, in security, in the cloud, in mobile devices and IoT. And it comes to automation and easing up our workload as IT professionals. Linux is a very critical part of it. So that's it for now. Hi guys, all of us in this community. Let's try to learn Linux. Here at Cyberskillfarm, empowering IT
IT
professionals.
professional.